Have you ever wondered why the person who inflicts the deepest emotional pain is often the hardest one to walk away from? You remember the lies, the disappointment, and the nights you promised yourself you were done. Yet the moment they return with a single apology or a text message, your internal resolve resets. Despite years of historical evidence of harm, you find yourself wanting to believe them one more time. This happens because your brain is chasing a biological cycle rather than a specific human being. Identifying this psychological trap helps frame the struggle not as a failure of character, but as a predictable neurological loop. Behavioral scientists call the engine driving this attachment intermittent reinforcement. Think of a slot machine. If you won every time, the activity would eventually become predictable and boring. But because the payout is randomized, you keep pulling. Unhealthy relationships shift unpredictably between warm and cold, hacking this exact reward system. A sudden kind message, an unexpected apology, a fleeting moment of deep warmth. These rewards arrive without warning, breaking through a baseline of coldness, silent treatment, and emotional distance. This unpredictability is the primary force that keeps a person trapped, endlessly waiting for the next emotional payout. Prolonged distance and emotional pain create a state of high physiological anxiety. When the toxic person finally provides a moment of attention, it hits a nervous system that is already primed for a crisis. The result is a massive, sudden rush of relief. Because the contrast between the low of anxiety and the high of relief is so extreme, the brain often mislabels this surge as profound, passionate love. This initiates a rationalization stage. To justify the pain, you begin to minimize the lows while fixating on the moments of relief. You hold on to the person's true potential, convinced that if you just stay calm enough or try hard enough, the good version of them will return permanently. The extreme swing between pain and comfort creates an illusion of intensity, leaving you in a state of emotional survival. This is why healthy relationships can feel uncomfortably quiet or even dull to a brain conditioned by high-stakes chaos. Genuine connection does not require a guessing game or a constant need to prove your worth. Confusing unpredictable chaos with passion is a primary barrier to recognizing stable, consistent love. Breaking the cycle requires shifting your focus away from the pull of verbal apologies. The new metric for the relationship is behavioral patterns. You must evaluate if your emotional baseline feels consistently safe and respected most of the time. The person who is hardest to leave is often the one who successfully trained your brain to keep waiting for a reward. Exposing the architecture of this trap allows you to see the mechanics for what they are, providing the clarity needed to begin moving away from the loop.